Good evening, everybody peeps, and welcome to another GetJervis World of Synthesizers, or Synthesizer, if you so desire, if that is indeed what you do. And welcome to the show. How is everybody on this fabulous Tuesday? Yeah, how are you? Let's turn some buzzing off, and we'll see who is in the chat. Good evening, Robbie. I see you there. Robbie 2, are you complaining you can't see yourself? There you are. Robbie 2, always on the table, never under the table. So that's something you can be proud of. Robbie, you're never under the table. Hey, yeah, Marky, good to see you. Gary Byrne. Got to say now straight away, Gary, because I've remembered, and I don't want to forget that Bloop Club. No, not Bloop Club. Is that right? Is that wrong? What is it? Tell me. Tell me in the. It's anyway. I'll remind me to remind you. So QQ. Albanian Syndicate. How you doing? Sudo reboot. Doommonger. Kosh Dekai. Paul Holmes. The Albanian Cornish again. Did I see Synth Samurai? Of which I now know how to correctly pronounce samurai, which is Samurai. Samurai. There you go. That's it. So there you go in Japanese. Hey! I do like Japanese. It's a fantastic language. I think one day I could learn Japanese. There we go. Hey Davey, how you doing? Tracker Jack Tom, how you doing? And I think we've almost gone to the beginning of everybody. Uncle Chrome from Maryland, how you doing? The Wookie, welcome. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling well. And I think that's Doomunga as well. Jackson, staring at the door like a fool. Nothing's going to happen. The door won't do anything unless you're waiting for Tom to open it. Are you sending psychic messages? He's sending psychic messages to Tom. Open the door. Let me out. You're in. That's it now. It's Jackson time. Come on. How can we have a Jackson 5 without you? Anyway, there we go. So Steve is our resident Jervite spanner tonight. Sam may very well be along later. So if you can't, for whatever reason, I mean, you know, I'm not like easily distracted or anything. If you can't get my attention, please reference Steve and preface it with a QQ, and he will then send me another message on my side phone so I can ignore that too. Anyway, oh my goodness, Wookie! I've just seen that you're home after triple heart bypass. Well, that's amazing. Rest, recuperate, and invigorate with some good technophonic music. And yeah, I hope you're on the recovery. Yeah, just take it easy. Crikey, that's incredible. Anyway, hi, Biscuits in the chat. Biscuits, you might be useful. Oh, for goodness sake, top messages again. Hold on. We'll talk about Grumpy Mule in a minute, shall we? Let's just get my chat on top messages. No one wants top messages. Everyone wants all messages. Oh, hello. Wagoo! The only mistake with Samurai, yeah, we went to make in the West is saying samurai instead of samurai. But I don't know which hat you pulled that Japanese pronunciation, because it's not Japanese. Samurai. Well, actually, it was off the YouTube by a Japanese lady. But what I will do is maybe towards this week, I will speak to the Japanese teacher at the school I work at, and I will definitively pronounce it correctly. That is my homework. What's your homework this week? To keep me on my toes, I think. So, it's Tuesday. I do want to say, today off was as a break, and to improve things. Now, you may not notice any difference. If you tuned in on Sunday, some of the things like the cat podium for Tom is in the studio, and he's been in there all day. And of course, as soon as we get close to the time that we go live on a Tuesday, he disappears. Jackson comes. He's like a bad smell. He never leaves. He's always kind of milling around. But he's a hunter. and he's off hunting in the Garden of Delights. So hopefully he'll barge his way in, and we'll get him on the podium. But that's definitely a Sunday kind of vibe. But I've also I bang my head on things quite often, and I walk into things. So I've been spending a lot of the day drilling new holes, reaffixing camera mounts, making improvements to the lighting. It's all very subtle stuff. So hopefully your experience is pretty much the same as always. From my point of view, I've created some more space, and there's a couple of things I'd like to do further to that, but that's coming. Wagyu, you already pronounced it correctly before you came up with a bizarre thing. So samurai. Yeah, okay, that's it, isn't it? Samurai. Anyway, Synth Samurai. Here we go. Renegades represent, as they say. In a suit tonight. I'm wearing some woolen attire. I hope you appreciate. This is my favourite jacket. I've never. Oh, there's cat's hair on it. That's Tom's. I've never worn it on this channel. I don't even think I've worn it to any events, because usually, maybe I'll wear it. Maybe I'll wear this at Synth East. So if you see it's a bloody good jacket. This. It's just perfect as well. I mean, I know some of you may not appreciate that, but that is just the perfect amount of gap between your wrists. Look at that. Look how well that sits. Anyway, yeah, getting excited about woolen clothing. Now, also I've been fiddling with this as well, because I've also got the third camera. Is always been banged, and I don't want this visible really, but I also want some more stuff on the floor. Jackson, what have you done with your... Oh, what was that? Oh, come on. Really? It says it's empty, but it's plugged in. Robbie, do you know? This is gonna be a pain in the posterior, because the whole purpose of this video tonight is to talk about DAWless, but we might just end up talking about it, because it looks like the circuit rhythm is decided to turn itself off again, even though it's actually, I think it's plugged in. Maybe it's not plugged in. I'll just go to the table. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm gonna go. Robbie, are you under the table? Where's Jackson? Are you under the table, Jackson? Where are you? Oh, you're just by the door. This looks like it's on. I don't know. This kind of fits nicely with, why DAWless. This wouldn't happen with your PC, would it? And soft synths. I'd have made 300 tunes by now. Jackson, where? Yeah, so don't worry, Robbie. I will be wearing clothes. I'm just going to wear, particularly nice clothes. I like to dress up, as you know. I like to be in dress for the occasion. Dress for the job you want, right? Yeah, Robbie's under the table. Hey, Les Dawson Melodies. How you doing? Where is Man with Beard? Who is Man with Beard? Les Dawson Melodies. That's not you, is it? You're not Man with Beard hiding as Les Dawson Melodies. You're not switching accounts, because you're Man with Beard's what? Jackson, what? Do you want to go out? Yeah, is that better now? Let's move this pebble. There he goes. What are you going to do to the tune now? Nothing. Okay. Well, just get yourself comfortable, mate, because I can't be doing with you tonight if you're going to faff and faddle. Just sort yourself out. I need to figure out why that's not charging. If it is not charging. Oh, we could switch it out, couldn't we? It's going to be one of those episodes, isn't it? Where he just Seriously. I am going going to turn you down. Right, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mute. I haven't muted them anyway. Did he just quote James Bond then? Stop quoting action movies from my childhood. Sunday night it was Indiana Jones. Now it's James Bond. Ding, 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 ding. I'm sure you've quoted something else, haven't you? There he goes. You can't see this. Do the top down. Hang on, Jackson. Stay there as you were. With the sound of music. See, he keeps doing it. Will you... Honestly. I had some real issues to getting all this ready. Aside from spending more time drilling holes in walls and getting my... Does anybody else do that? Spend way too much time getting your environment ready to make music than actually the point of making music. This guy, right? This guy. You want to be close to them? Oh, stop it. That light's not kind to you, you big white fluff ball. Oh, Jackson, look. Look, that's a good camera angle. If we just put you there and me there, then we can both talk to people watching us. And they're getting their cat fix really early tonight because that's quite useful for me because it's distracting the fact that the kit is... It said it was like... When I plugged in the circuit rhythm, it said it had like, I don't know, 80%. And obviously I've been fiddling around for an hour or so, but most of that time, to be honest, was trying to find the right cables to plug the Nymphus in, which I did. And then also to get the CV and gate working out to the Microvolt 3900. And I think this is the problem with DAWless, right? And I say DAWless versus DAW versus Groovebox. Oh, for God's sake, Jackson, really? I brushed you the other day. How are you like this? Right. Sod off Baldrick. Okay. Oh, is that your middle name? Sod off. Oh, I'm not going to cuddle you. Right. And I think that's the point, is it took me an enormous amount of time to get not only the stuff on the table set up in a way that I could actually do stuff with it, but also that, you know, you've got cable for audio, you've got cable for power, and you've got cable for signal, whether that's... Ding-ding. You don't like this being done. You got... I think that's from when you had a flea treatment last week. Right, I'm gonna turn that off because it's not that nice. Jackson wants a sports coat. I think he does. Sports jacket. Do you know? Every now and again, someone on Instagram, hey, we love your content. It's like, you don't. We think you'd be a great fit for our pet clothing. I'm thinking like, yeah. Do I just accept that, or is it a big scam? I don't know. I think Jackson needs a pair of pajamas and probably a little waistcoat or something. Actually, you've got something. Right, fed. Right, fed. Hey, Sam's it right. Right. Oh, I see. Right, fed. I.e., I haven't had time for food. I've got a slightly larger snack for myself today. But let's see if we can actually get something done, right? And Jackson's already jamming. Okay. I was going for something. Yeah. This is important stuff. Stay there. Oh, it's a good paper. Right. Here we go. What have we got here? Yeah. We've got a little something special for you to wear. Yeah. You ready for this? Okay. I don't know how well this is going to work. Don't get any fluff into my coffee. I need this. It's wafting his flipping tail everywhere. You know what? Oh. Hey, Wookie, do please take some rest. But thank you for joining us. It's really good to have you back. And yeah, take your recovery seriously, right? Drink lots of water, rest. And if you've got an animal, don't let it sit in your synths. That's stressful, right? Yeah, definitely. Don, how you doing? Hey, Schultzy. Right. Hey, Andy. Right. Okay, I think I said hello to everybody. I'm drinking Grumpy Donkey again. Grumpy Donkey. It's not Grumpy Donkeys. Grumpy Mule. Wonky Donkey. Asaph. Stripe. How you doing? Right. Have we got something that can actually push our pencil? Right. I'm not going to do the Baldrick joke. What if he came out as a pencil case? He sticks 2 pencils up his nose. But I could do that. Right. Okay, here we go. Right. Ready? Right. Is this how we do it? This is just honest to God. Right. You can see where he's sat, right? Let's just get my top down in a bit more. Hang on. I feel like I'm not going to hit my head. Which is what usually happens with this top-down business camera. It's so close to my head usually. Anyway, so volumes-wise seems good today. Are we happy with the way things are? That's good. I mean, it seems to be. My team seem to think that it's good. Oh, for goodness sake! Come on, this is just pointless. This is supposed to have this on, sound all good before we start. But then I didn't. You weren't even in here before we started. You decided I'm coming in now. Right. Oh, for goodness sake! This is the problem with cat clothing. Are you going to have it on your back or are you going to have it on your front? Which way? Your face is so funny. You do make me laugh, Jackson. You've got such a squish face. Yeah. Ugh, squishy face. Oh, come on. Really? This is just, fiddly stuff. No, I'm not going to stroke. Oh, look at his little. You just want stroking. He doesn't care about anything else. Here we go. There you go, guys. I will kick him off in a minute. Actually, to be honest, as soon as I put this on him, he's going to probably jump down anyway. He's not a fan of it really, which is why, in all seriousness, which I don't think, cats don't like wearing clothes. Dogs are fine with that kind of stuff, I think. And in some cases, it's actually, if you're a dog lover, you have to. This time of year especially, it's freezing cold. You've got to take them out for walks. And sometimes they're just not built to cope with it, Are they? You would be in your stupid fur coat. Yes, you would. You wouldn't have a problem with any cold weather. You literally falling asleep in the snow last week, weren't you? Right. All right. I'm giving up with that. Let's get back to the actual show, because I did for your jams only. Nice one, Magoo. That's a good one. He did. He's contractually obliged. He gets paid in food. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I think we've got a little bit. You can actually afford to. Can we get you a bit brighter? Yeah. There you go. It's because you're sort of in the shadow of the light. Anyway, isn't that an album by Steve Wilson? In the Shadow of the Light. I think I might write that on myself. I'll have that. It's very prog rock, isn't it? Okay, so what triggered this episode, and it's not one I wrote down during my Christmas break, is Sunday night, and the faff that I had doing the disco, the Hardware Jam disco challenge, because I wanted to do everything with my modular, and I wanted to do it with the Keystep Pro. Watch out! Right, no, back, you foul beast. Can I finish my sentence? Look what he's doing. Just sat on the edge of the table. Oh, you are gorgeous, but come on, seriously. Oh, no! Stop it! He's an absolute beast. Honest to goodness, he just doesn't care, does it? Right, you get the cat podium. It's hard. It's like a really needy child. Right. I think we won't say much more than that. But I think that's kind of a good spot for him, just like there. So cat podium. You better not come back up. Something, Seth. Is this about cats or synths? Well, there is the question. It's about both, really. Unfortunately. But let's talk synths. I think it just happened accidentally. If you're new to the channel, Jackson just decided to jump on the synths one day, and he's been doing it ever since. So it is actually, it is actually about synths and about making music, but the community's so we've got so many big, likes and dislikes. We don't just talk about synths. We do talk about science fiction from our childhood. We talk about food. I bake. And I baked some bread today, so I've got some of that. And then there's Tom and Jackson. Jackson's in here. Tom, I have no idea where he is. So they both feature heavily because they're my buddies, my furry buddies. So welcome, Seth. Fluid check, right? Yes, thanks, Sam. So I'm drinking tonight. What are you drinking? I'm drinking dark, rich coffee, deep and roasted in leads for the discerning taste buds. Drink coffee. Yes, I'm drinking Grumpy Mule again. In a very fine, almost Japanese-esque little vessel. It stops me from drinking too much of it because I've made it really strong. Zombie. So. Oh, good Lord, what has he done? Right, 140 BPM. Well, let's turn this on. Let's have a see if we've got any battery for this. That's okay. That's not okay. We're gonna switch it up with circuit tracks and see if it actually works. Pebble music, Pebble, Pebble. Hang on, Pebble Mill at 1. That's right. I couldn't quite get my words out. This is E. Picked this up. She went to a Pebble Beach on the south coast, and look, it's actually a fossil. It's a bob fossil, but I think we're going to get hold of some. It's got coffee on it. We're going to get some fossil hammers, and we are going to crack it open, I think, and see just what kind of fossil that is. It looks like a standard sort of shell, doesn't it? But anyway, so. Let's, as cheat sheet, as I was jamming, and again, I somehow, time is not our friend, is it? And although some of us have had kit for a long time, it doesn't always mean we know how to use it to the depths that perhaps we suddenly go, oh, I want to do that. I'm sure it could do that. How do I do that? The one thing I would say about the KeyStep Pro that I don't know how to do, that does not mean to say that it cannot be done, is how the heck do you link the tracks? So you've got 4 tracks. I want to link them all so that they change at the same time. So if I suddenly go, I want to change to I want to play, let's do the top down. I want to play all the tracks together. And sequentially, all the tracks are made together. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Now, bear with me, because I know that can be done. But, I mean, honestly, you do that, it just changes the one. So how do you link them all together? If you know how to do that, please put the answer in the chat. If you're watching this post the event, comments below, please. But the workaround is chain, which is great, but I played with it on Sunday evening after the jam, and I got really confused because, of course, you're chaining patterns per track. So I was chaining pattern 4, and I was confused as to why nothing else is moving, and then I realized that the chain mode does allow you to just do each. So you would have to chain. So this is my first negative point for DAWless jamming. All right, the main play button. Biscuits, what do you mean? Above the mod wheel? Yeah. Hang on. That's the main play button, yeah? Above, yeah, the ribbons. So this, what, shift? So obviously you've got... Turn hold off. So let's unmute them all for a minute. Press it. What, like to play? Yeah. Okay, I've pressed it. Transposition group feature. This feature lets you Great, thanks IIXORB. IIXORB. The transposition group feature. This feature lets you group the tracks and transpose them simultaneously. So, transposition is transpose. Oh my goodness. I have to take my glasses off, I'm afraid. I can't see close up. I can see, you're blurred, but you know. I know who you are. So transpose is there. Right, so transpose button is here. And then you press that, and then you've got your transpose. Is it here? Ooh, what's that all about? Really, why is it muted? Right, okay. Why you can't? Right, okay. Oh, it's because I've got the thing muted. Sorry, guys. It wasn't kind of the idea, really, but we're kind of working it out together. It was only a guess. Biscuits! Now, I must say, Arturia manuals are very, very good, and they are very well written. I'm saying that because I've written one, or two, or three. No, but they are usually they all conform to a very high standard, and everything's kind of like written in a certain way. You follow guidelines to write them, so they're really, really cracking manuals. But I don't think it can be done very easily. So I think use scenes. Yeah, scenes isn't going to do it. Scenes just takes the work thing you've got. I want something. I want a button, really, that just press link, and then you go, and it changes everything. Just one button. So, you know, that's my feature request for the KeyStep Pro. Robbie says, don't tell Metlay that. Do you know what, Robbie? I had to use some of Metlay's, Dr. Mike's sort of manuals to write. I wrote the LX24 manual for Arturia, and I had to use his as a springboard. I told him when I saw him at Superbooth last. Yeah, we've both written quite. I mean, all the augmented series. So there you go. What a joy to be published and have an audience of people who will probably never read your work. There's comedy in my work. Anyway, that's worth a hint. Go and read the lexicon manual. LX24. It was good fun to write. I enjoyed that one. Anyway, but yeah. So that's my first negative. Is the problematic issues with the hardware. All right. Now I've come full circle in my journey with wanting to four fingers. Yeah, I mean it is kind of almost. You can't do it on one hand. Ooh, got little fingers. You could kind of do it. I've come full circle. I started playing with synths in the late 80s, and that was as an addition to my guitar, my rock music. I wanted a bit of keyboard stuff, and I'd always loved synths. Growing up, we had lots of Vangelis, lots of Jean-Michel Jarre in my surrounding areas. More Vangelis actually. My mum was a big fan, so John and Vangelis as well. So I had lots of that growing up, so playing guitar, rock, all that kind of stuff. I've always liked guitar music or bands that had an element of keyboards. I mean, this was the 80s, and I transported myself back to the 70s, and I don't think I've ever left, really. Oh, gosh, you were kidding. Well, mostly. No, that's what I did the other night. I literally did 3 fingers and to make 4. But this is the point. So I started with a Poly 800 Mark II, which Paul Sturman from Ray's Underground Music sold me. A few weeks later, he had an SH-101, which absolutely blew my mind because I had no idea what this thing was. And he was like, "Yeah, look at this. This is so cool." I was like, "Oh, yeah. How much is it?" "Oh, I don't know if I couldn't at the time. I couldn't justify it because it didn't make sense to the way I was making music. Whereas the Poly 800 did, and it had an inbuilt sequencer. So that was my first experience with DAWless jamming. Was with a Poly 800 Mark II and its sequencer, and a Boss DR 550, not 55, 550, which was, 16-bit drum sound with some horrid bass drum sounds. Can the keystep receive MIDI CC? Yeah, it's got MIDI in. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but this is the point. If you're jamming, so for me it was really easy. What have I done there? What's going on here? What's all this? What have I done? Oh, it's gone now. Whoa, I think that's just the drum thing. Okay. So I'm trying to keep an eye on the slightly blurry over there. Hey Todd, is my favorite tool to go DAWless. Yes, yeah. But if you've got an Akai Force, I would probably suggest the Akai Force on its own would be pretty powerful enough to do sort of DAWless stuff. So yes, this has been certainly so. Just to fast forward, through my career as a synth collector, because I have collected rooms full of stuff, and some of the keyboards I've had, like the Korg not DS8. What's the sampler? Come on. Huge. Same era as DS8 though, just before the M1 came out and Korg, everything looked like the M1. Come on. Anyway, the massive, huge. I owned two of those. That's a phenomenal sampler. Analog filter as well, and a beautiful sounding thing. But yeah, so I've had rooms, but I started coming back to electronic music. I was in a folk band in the noughties. Came back, not that I ever really went away. And I started looking at doing exactly that again. I mean, Gaz and I shared. We lived in the same. I don't know. It was an old disused hotel back in the early mid-90s, and we had a music room where everybody just threw their gear. So Toby had his M1 in there and his Rhodes piano. I had my X7000, my DS8, and my Prophet 600. Did I have an SH101 at that point? Maybe I did. But, loads of gear. Oh, maybe no, Gen SX1000. What a cracking synth that was. So I had all this stuff. So we just go in there and we would just get something going and just play and jam. So the early 90s, that was the first experience. Like, this is great, because Shay and I, who were making music together, sort of ambient stuff, would just go in there and we just play whatever. And it was brilliant, really good fun. So I wanted to come back to that kind of more freeform stuff. Now, it was difficult because in 2007, there wasn't really much going on. I don't know when the Beat Step came out, the first Beat Step, because that was the first indicator of being able to do that. So a little bit of history there. I'm going to stop the history there because we all kind of, the last 18 years have given us a wealth of stuff. And if we look at the table, and I get my noggin out of the way, that on its own, much like the Akai Force, is a cracking device for controlling everything else, and to actually, you've got two dedicated MIDI tracks here. So actually, I could run this with just that alone. I could send two MIDI channels and have them connected to these. This has got a MIDI interface built into it, so I could go rather than using CV and gate. But this is where we come back to how wonderful the KeyStep Pro is, with its, couple of things I'd like address. Wouldn't it be good if they made a new one of these, like a KeyStep Pro Mark II? They do that with the MIDI keyboards. They're on Mark III of the flipping heck, Keylab. So KeyStep Pro Mark II with those things would be good. Maybe a couple of extra tracks, because I've filled up and I've got space for one more, but that'd be nice. Anyway, the beauty of this is that you can interface it with, more MIDI stuff, because it's got MIDI through on that, so you can have as many. Obviously, it's semi-modular, so that does have CV and gate built into it, and of course, you could go full modular. Not that my table's big enough for that. I did think I need a little skiff. Anyway, so and I did a video a little while ago as can you make a track with the KeyStep Pro, and I think I concluded that you could, but revisiting that, I don't think it's as straightforward as it can be. Now, chaining definitely gives you the options to be able to go through 99 patterns, 99 bar per pattern, 99 scenes, 16 external MIDI sequences. Just saying. Yeah, Cressy. KO2. Yeah. But no CV and gate. So the KO, I've got a KO. Where is it? Somewhere in here. You know, the Digitone that I've got back there has got 4 built-in engines, 4 built-in synths, and you've got 4 external, so that could do it. That's 8 tracks, probably enough. And if you consider that you could use a drum machine to sequence drums, that might be the way to go. I just like the fact the KeyStep Pro has keys. So as of all the gear I've got, if somebody says, come on, we're doing an EMOM, what you taking? I would either take just my modular or my beloved little boxes, and I don't know which. I would probably take the Delta Sep, a Pittsburgh modular, and the Digitone, I think, to cover most things. The Nymphis is great, and it's the first time I've featured it without that horrible whine. So this is going into the polyend adapter that comes with the synth. I don't know how. I need to figure out what that is, and I want to do an episode on power, and how dirty it can be. And if I mean, it's still making a little bit of a whine, but it's massively better than it's usually unbearable. Anyway, that's USB powering things, isn't it? So, any further questions? I think that's kind of a little bit of history, a little bit of what I'd like to do, why I use the Arturia KeyStep, and my annoyance with the fact that it doesn't link easily, with regards to taking, just that one thing. It's not difficult, is it? Link. And it is frustrating. It really, really wound me up on Sundays. Like, just want you to move all at the same time. The transpose thing is quite nice, but I think that's just simply one kind of instrument at a time as well. So, I mean, how does that work? You don't want to transpose one. If your bass line's transposing, well, don't you want everything else to go with it? So for instance, I've got drums, bass, chords. If we just record something, let's get something going. What is that? Fossil. Sam's just sent me a picture of a miniature Bob Fossil on my desk. Okay, if you don't know who Bob Fossil is, you need to go and do some research on the Mighty Boosh. The Mighty Boosh. Anyway, what a great show that was. So let's get something going. So what will happen now if I do, oh my God, if I press play, let's go to definite 6. Let's go to some blank pages. See, again, just imagine, right, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? Imagine I'm just scrolling. Imagine I just did press 1 to get all, it's just, dear, and I think we'll bring the tempo down to something a bit more 103 BPM. It's like a walk to the shops with a grandmother. Right, why can I hear nothing? Is everything muted? Okay. Oh, it's arpeggio, that's why. Right. No, it's not. We were here before the show started. It's just being really, really sketchy. Why is the Nymphis being sketchy? Right, let's hold that. Is that what? No. Right, let's do something. Is it because we've got some sort? Yeah, that's probably not helping. Oh, come on. Right. Right, I don't know what's happening here. It's all gone a bit wrong, isn't it? Right. Envelope generator. Oh, it's not even making the hiss. That's definitely at voice 2. I'm on 3, which was what I... No. What is it? Right. Okay. Just chaos. This is where the chaos comes in. Also, if you've just joined us, welcome to GetJervis, where there's cats, there's fur, there's chaos, and things never work properly, no matter how well you know something or how long you've spent setting it up. This is not doing anything. Shall I turn it off and on again? Oh, madam, matron. Oh, where's that gone? Oh, it's over here. There's a bit of carry on there. Right, oh, great. That's. Why is that? Right. If I press play, is that going to kick that off? Maybe. Right. I'm going to get a copyright strike for that. Why have I got Highway to Hell? Oh, no. Seriously? Just I have no idea what's going on. Hang on. Pack, load, go. I think that's apt, though. Highway to Hell. Right. Jervis is the best dressed YouTuber. Discussion closed. Thank you. Who's talking about my suit? No one ever tells you that DAWless is also about being skilled with, familiar with the devices as much as having some sort of musical talent. Yeah, no one does. And the technical aspect of DAWless is insane. Very good point, Roark. Very, very good point. Because everything works differently. This is CV and gate, so you have to have an understanding of how things work with control voltages. You've got a completely open analog synth there. This is polyphonic. And because it's a small footprint device, it's multi-layered. Therefore, there's a shift function. And you never quite know where you are with that. So knowing the Nymphus better, knowing me, Jason Jervis, knowing you, Nymphus, aha. And I don't know it well enough. And then the circuit tracks, which I do know really well because it's my bedtime synth. But also there are things that I know I can do with it that I don't do a lot, so therefore I don't use. So it's that sort of familiarity with your kit, and absolutely. And again, this, I've been using it for years. I've been using it since it came out, and you know it does things that I know how to do, and I can very quickly come up with. I can make music with this, which is, let's face it, the reason we get these boxes, we get synths, we get modular, we do whatever, is that because we want to make music. So I can make music with this. So for me, it's a massive tick. The little frustrations I can live with, because that big tick I can make music with, and then everything else. So, you know, it offers so much. It's a winner. But sudo reboot, just press preset link button to join all tracks. Pursed link. Where is this pursed link button of which you speak? Again, I don't know if I'm going to zoom right in. See, you've got blue all over it. So I don't know whether it's clear pattern, nudge, random order, random notes, random global BPM. What was that? Fine offset. I'm looking at all the reload utility. Is it utility? Right. Let's get back up there. All right. Thanks, sudo. Right, that's great. And then we've got all this stuff. So CV routing, root blues scales, time division, ARP octaves, ARP pattern, sequence drum mode mono poly, sequence pattern forward, random walk, hold, transpose, tile rest chord, overdub, reload, utility under. Tempo find offset. I wonder if it's in the utility menu. Track settings. MIDI in, MIDI out, PC send, PC assign, fixed velocity. No, it's not in that one. I don't know where that is, but I will link button. Press the PRS preset link button. Yeah. Yeah, I can't see it. Literally can't see it. No, it's not going to be up there. Anyway, anyone else? Oh, hello, I'm not on the most up-to-date. Right. Buy an Electron. I've got an Electron, Sam. I've got the Digitone. I nearly sold it. I actually had it listed last year until I brought it out into this show. And I went, oh, I really like it. brilliant. And I make nice music with it. Why would I want to get rid of it? Anyway, so that's for me to do. That pseudo is for me to do. I won't waste anyone's time looking at that. But so going back to to Roark's skipping your way in a kilt. Oh, Ace Freely coming for your channel. Totally punk. It is. So that's it. So there we go. So why is this not actually playing though? We're still back to right. Mind your ears. I'm going to turn it off and on again. Right, because you know, ultimately, why is that not? Oh, is it not? Because literally, that can. It's not making any sounds now, is it? Wow, stop. What is... It looks really dull. What is all that? I don't know what that... That's not one... I don't think it's one of my packs. That might be one of my packs. Oh, it's just turned off. This is very much what happened. Sam, are you happy? He says, bring the chaos. How can I not bring the chaos? The chaos comes whether I invite it or not. Full moon last night, though. Come on. It's got to be that. So we're on the wane. Wane. So, right. This is the part of the hardware that no one talks about, but is immensely frustrating. Yeah. You can't not talk about it when you're in a live stream. And that's, I think, Synth Samurai mentioned this a few weeks ago about being authentic. You know, I have been lucky enough to be in a position where I have been gifted gear by companies because I've done work for Toman, so therefore those relationships happen, and they're happy to give you that. But this is the perfect opportunity. I've had some of this gear for a while. You know, bought some of it, so you know you kind of get to the point where you can't help but share that. So the frustration. Now I've got a good in with Oddserious, so I can feed that back. For whatever, it would be odd if they didn't bring. But then, hang on a minute, can it be addressed in a firmware update? Talking about companies, right, that don't ever. I'm going to say this, and you'll know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to mention the company. When you're building things and chucking them out the door at a low price, you don't have the backup, and firmware updates and software updates are slow, if ever appearing. You have to take your hat off. You have to take your hat off to Arturia for updating the firmware and increasing the capability of the instrument. Look at the Micro Freak. It's under 300 quid. Is it like 260 quid? And they're still updating it. We're in version 4. It was released in like 5 years ago. I mean, come on. That's incredible. So that's a company that cares. So, firmware update? I've already got it. I'm happy with it. It does most things I want. Just want that link. You know, which obviously maybe Pseudo has got it right. So, the preset, the Beat Step Pro, the preset link button will do what you're asking. For the Keystep Pro, so I've got a Beat Step Pro, but it doesn't do polyphonic. So maybe, but that's not going to do it, is it? See, it's still... So basically, if they've done it for the Beat Step Pro, why have they not done it for the Keystep Pro? Ooh, we're frustrated, aren't we? We're frustrated making music. We just want it to do what we want it to do. Workflow, right? Back to that wonderful thing. We're all trying to make music the way we make music, and we're trying to use kit that has a particular workflow. The circuit tracks is different to the Arturia Keystep. The Digitone is different to that. And if I bring out this beauty, oh my God, I did think, oh my God, look at that. Look. Oh, it's a Tom. Come on, Tom. Right, okay, so who was asking after, is it about cats? Oh, Jackson, where's your head, you fool? Right, Tom's in the house. Yeah, so I don't even think it's not making any music. I don't know what. Oh, Jesus Christ, sorry. Jesus. Hello, GetJervis. Tom knows where he's supposed to be, isn't he? Okay, let's turn that off. That's really random. Okay, it's definitely my pack, and I know what it's from. That's going to go. I'm going to go. That one. Oh, that looks too quick to be anything. Just want some drum sounds. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we've come to the bottom of it. So thanks, Kosh. It is just simply the link function, which is why I couldn't find the button, is for the BeatStep Pro. So... Yay! So we've got some tunes. Right, well, at least we can sort of like jam out with some craziness. But like, that's a whole tune, right? So going back to what I was saying earlier about oh, why am I on the wrong side of the world? Let's do this one instead. Right. So, that's not even better, is it? So if, and this, I will use this as, I'll go back to this, as an example. It's portable. There was one refurbished for I think 200 quid. It's a bargain. It's a ruddy bargain. Buy it. Because it's got, that's top down. It's really nice to hold, and it's thin. It's battery powered. You can have it in bed. It's got miniature headphone jack, as well as you know, MIDI, full size MIDI, USB-C, right, and micro SD for your samples. But you connect it up via USB and use the component software. You've got inputs, stereo inputs, so you can chain up stuff, external stuff to this. And you've got main solid jacks, and you've got some way of fiddling with stuff, so you can do everything with this. Actually, this and the circuit tracks together, crikey, that's a power duo. So actually, DAWless, would I just take the circuits out with me? Yes and no. I would need something. I think maybe I would go circuit track, circuit rhythm, and Delta SEP A2, because the MIDI, full-size MIDI ports, just easy. And that would be, you know, I'd use that, and maybe I could even use the Nymphis as well. Actually, MIDI through. So that's what I would do if I was doing it, I think. And it's dead small footprint. But back to this, because of course then you just it's colourful, joyful things. Yeah, Roark, but that's a good thing. They don't need to be heavy, because if you're going anywhere and you want to chuck, you know, going on holiday, they weigh everything, right? So actually, the lightness of it. I'm just going to compare it to this. Is obviously this and the tracker are very similar. I would say, I like the clickiness of that. The circuit tracks, it's a bit nicer to hold in your hand. And actually, because of its lightness, when you're sitting with it in your hand, or you just have it in your lap, you don't notice the lack of weight. And I think that's a good thing, not a bad thing. It is cool kit. And when you open the software, you can get more out of the synths engines that are in the circuit tracks, and I haven't done enough of that. But I'm going to jam out now. I think we've nearly come the whole hour. And I haven't talked really. We haven't talked through Keystep Pro because of Nymphis and circuit rhythm being chaos. But I think we discussed the topic I wanted to talk about, which is DAWless. What is DAWless, and why? Really, why would you want to stress yourself out? I've demonstrated that, right? Why would you want to stress yourself out trying to make music, which should be a wholesome, sort of like calming experience? So Circuit Tracks gives me that digitone, hard as it was to get, you know, it is, I think, Roark, you mentioned earlier on about knowing your kit. And that's it, exactly that. Now, if Jim Glue was here, he is the resident Electron kind of expert, and I think he just uses Electron. And when you pick a piece of kit that you resonate with and you stick with it, that's how it works. I am so flighty with the kit I use because of having to have had review stuff. that I don't really stick. The thing I've stuck to most, I guess, is the Keystep Pro. And like it's only recently that I've found that frustration. So I'm going to reach out and say, oi, sort it out. So, yeah. So let's see if we can actually get... Right, okay. Right, let's get an empty pattern, I think. Let's just start an empty. Yeah, okay, so we've got some drums. Oh, hello. I don't normally do that rolling sound, 808 business. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's, sorry guys. Right. You can't see the angle of the... That's horrible, sorry. Quite nice. Let's get that volume down though. So again, I know this kit well, so I know what I'm doing. I know how to get... Here we go, okay. So that's a nice little beat there. How we do for volume? Ooh, that's quite good. Sweet lasers. Once your stuff is all set up, it's totally zen. Before that, you feel like an amateur roboticist. Yeah, every day. And I've been doing this for, God, I mean, I don't know, lifetime. 1988, right? Coming up for 40 years. 40 years. Really? I need this drink. Anyway, Jervis, not a day over 25, my boy. Bless you. If only that were true. Right, so, right, what have I just done? Oh, mixer. What did I... Hey? What have I just... What's I supposed to do here? Oh. Whoa. Right. What can you see? Oh, Jackson. Yeah. Oh, he's down there, isn't he? Fluffball. So we've got Jackson and Tom. Tom's just preening. That's another thing I wanted to talk about, actually. That's why I put it that there. 64-step analog sequencer. What a lot of fun that is. That's incredible. That's what I wanted when I was getting back into it. I wanted just knobs and just randomness. But actually what I like is form and function and order and, you know, playing a note and knowing where it is. But that, with this, it's next level, right? Okay. Use anything sounds good. It sounds good. Yes, it does. And again, the more you play with stuff, the more you get to know stuff, the more you get out of stuff. So, you know, I mean, right. So, let's keep 76 BPM. Did we say that was a good thing? I thought we were doing 105. Why is it project? Well, okay. That's going to go 8. Right. Again, thank you very much for your company this evening. I want to pose a question to you, and I've been thinking about this because now with jamming in Gym Jams firmly established on a Sunday, and I love that because it gives me a whole day to sort things out. But then the tidy up and hardware jams, and I do like to be present for hardware jams on a Monday, means that I'm usually pushing it, especially when I've worked on a Tuesday, and today I haven't worked, but I've been working in here. What's everyone's thought about a Thursday for World of Synth? Moving this show to a Thursday. Have a think about it. Let me know in the comments below if you're watching afterwards, or let me know in the chat now. What do you think? Is there any potential clash? And I was potentially thinking as well, not 8 o'clock, maybe 8:30. Just again to give me a bit more breathing space after work. I work from home on a Thursday, so much easier, but that extra half an hour will also open up a bit more opportunity for me. And a couple of days before that to get things set up and working. I mean, I could be doing it tonight. But I'm doing it tonight, aren't I? I'm doing it for you. But let me have a think about that, and let me know if you think that's a good thing. I might just do that, and it will pace us, as then it'll be Thursday, then so Wednesday Sonic State, Thursday Pro Synth Network, Saturday Andy Ranzi I mean, Simpsons Reality, you are every day, and I commend you for that. If you've not found them and you're watching this, why? I'll put a link in below. You need to join the Continental, the cool, chill vibes of the Continental. Really nice every day. And then you've got Sunday. Jamie was on Sunday as well, and then there was Manny, Dr. Synth as well. So there's lots of, and then obviously finishing jamming in Gym Jams. Then you've got hardware jams. For me, that kind of just gives us Tuesday off. So we've got a night off, but it feels a bit more paced. Anyway, yes. So cool. There's some links there. Gaz's show is often a Wednesday. Yep, that's right. So Wednesday, that's after. He basically poaches the audience from Sonic State, which I think is brilliant. That's a perfect thing to do. Come and watch what I do. Maybe I'll just crash his one week and just turn up underneath his desk. Okay, right. I'm going to create something somehow with this chaos. Be good to yourselves and each other, and don't forget to like this video. Subscribe if you don't already do so. Oh, we didn't do the snacks. Look at that, snacks. This is looking quite horrendous because I've actually got some Scotch bonnet on my cheek. This is homemade bread. Look at that. It's delicious. I'm going to have a little bit of that. Look at that. This is half rye, half white. There's a flipping cat hair on it. I won't be eating that anytime soon. Thank you, Jackson, you beast. I wasn't anywhere near you either. Anyway, thank you very much again, and I'll see you all around in those aforementioned things. Let's try and get some music. If we've got anything